everyone. Welcome to Chapter 9 of Terror in Treefell. This is No Place for Heroes, where our party last session started to experience some strange weather phenomenon where it began to rain purple feathers and started to coat the ground in these large purple feathers that look something like that might come off of a peacock. But that didn't stop them from going ahead and doing a fair amount of investigating and some research where they rolled around all sorts of terrible, terrible ideas about what they may have to do in order to make this whole thing go away. So the supernatural type storm that is causing all this sorts of stuff is obviously the precursor to what the Wretched One referred to as a light eater coming into the world, which is a terribly powerful demon that is coming to replace the Wretched One because the Wretched One failed at his job, and he is being returned back to the Abyss so that a more powerful demon can come and succeed where he failed. Unless, of course, the party is willing to stop the Light Eater by sacrificing one of the two remaining descendants of the grave robber Milton Filibrand, and they just haven't been able to pull themselves to terms to be able to do so. The party then decided it'd be a good idea to go ahead and prep for a fight with a Light Eater. And in doing so, Meraki decided to volunteer to be the one to get some of the orc spore to coat some of the arrows and weapons that they were carrying so that it would do harm to some of the abyssal legions, because they noticed that the adversary demons stayed away from the orc spore mushrooms. It seemed like it irritated them, so they decided to coat their weapons with the stuff, and then so she kind of infected herself. So while a lot of this was going on, there was chaos in the village. Two more people, the barber surgeon's son, Mason Mars, the apprentice barber surgeon, he was slain by the ghost of Milton Filibrand, as was the shopkeeper, Bartholomew Berkstein, were both killed and murdered throughout the night in rather horrific ways. And their bodies became adversary demons and ran off into the woods to join all the others somewhere on the other side of the river. So with all of that going on, and with nothing but bad ideas, two members of the party, Nadia and Nigel, had, after the church incident, been removed from the party and put into quarantine for the night under the watch of Plague Dr. Latronius and the Red Caps, the mercenary group that Nigel's a former member of, who had come with Latronius to enforce what he was afraid was going to have to be an extermination of the town, also revealing himself to be Jessup Dapamore's long-lost son Winston in the process. So where we're going to pick up tonight is we got to do a little backlog role play here, because we got to kind of get Nigel and Nadia both caught up a little bit with kind of what's going on. We're going to go ahead and start with Nigel.
Hello, hello.
So, Nigel, at the end of the church conflict, you had all the bodies exploded and warped and turned into the adversary demons, and they all rushed out of the building, and in that explosion, you and Nadia had been knee-deep into the front lines of the fight to begin with, and were completely coated in blood, gunk, and everything else. So your former mercenary friend showed up with the Plague Doctor, and after a lengthy roleplay scene there that you were obviously privy to at that point in time, you were taken into sort of custody and taken to a cabin where you were basically quarantined with a couple of the Red Caps watching guard over you for the night. I kind of talked to you a little bit that Nigel's going to take that advantage of that to get a full night's rest as best he can, in spite of all the chaos that's going on.
Yeah, he puts up a fight at first. He probably argues and swears and spits, and when he realizes that nothing he says is going to convince them to break quarantine or to not just wait out their suspicions that he might be infected with demonic ick, then he'll just be like, all right, fine, just give me a bucket of water and a washcloth, I'll give myself a bath, and then I'll rest it off, I'll sleep it off.
Yep. So they take you to a cabin, and a couple of them stand there at the door while you go in and take a few towels and a wash basin and get yourself all cleaned up and scrape all that crap out of your brigandine armor. Because I mean, you were right in the center where all those bodies exploded. So you definitely got the worst of it. So you're getting yourself all cleaned up, and there's a couple of them standing there at the door, and you kind of recognize them from your time in the mercenary group. They were younger recruits at the time when you got out. So you don't quite remember their names, but you do recognize the faces. One of them takes a look at you with your false foot, with your wooden foot. He takes a look and goes, I never did get to see it. I mean, I heard the stories.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, you're the Brannon boy, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. You remember me.
Yeah.
I was pretty green back when you left, Nigel. But,
yeah, you've got a few more scars than I remember, but looks like you've done pretty well for yourself.
Well, after you left, Gallica took over, and she's become quite aggressive with booking us for, well, more frontline work.
Right.
So is it true that they ate it?
Oh. Well, I honestly don't know what they did with it, but it made for a good story to tell. I did lose it in that. I did lose it in the battle at Frumsburg. And I'm pretty sure some people got it.
So was it crazy shit like this? I mean, I've never seen it rain feathers before. Like, I feel like we're a bit above our pay grade here.
Well, Frumsburg was crazy, but Frumsburg was people going crazy to serve darker powers. I think this is darker powers. So this is be prepared for an entire level, exponential increase of crazy. If it's raining feathers and things are pushing through from other worlds, we got demons and witches and all manner of incredibly crazy stuff. You're gonna want to brace yourself for what comes next.
Well, Jake over here, he overheard one of them saying something about us having to kill some little girl to make all this shit go away.
Yeah, don't listen to that. See that's the thing about these situations is you get information from a source that you think is they're crazy and weird, so they must know what's going on. Sometimes those sources will tell you exactly what they want you to do to further their interests, not to prevent it. Like all of this fear about burning witches at the stake and stuff like that. That a lot of that stuff is just going to make more chaos, and that just serves the crazy stuff that's happening. So keep your wits about you. Try to do what's right. Listen to your heart. You know, we got a slim chance, but we could probably beat this.
You really know how to give a speech there, don't you, Nigel?
Yeah. I'm really the I'm the chipper one among us, but yeah. Stay the course, man.
Well, you're not going to give us any trouble tonight, right? I mean, I know it's been a while, but I believe between me and Jake that we can stop you if we have to, right? So you're not going to try any funny business.
I wouldn't want to hurt any of you guys. I mean,
the storm's starting to look.
If I wanted to get out of here, I could. But to be honest, with you guys guarding me, I think I can afford to take a nap. And I just hope the other people out there don't do anything too dumb while I'm gone. And hey, you know what? As much as I hate this, I am covered in gross. So if there's any chance that I might be negatively affected by this, it's probably best if I be back here. So,
the plague doctor Latronius, the one who brought us all here, he took your cohort down there to one of the other cabins. I think he's more concerned about that one.
Okay, well, I hope he makes good choices.
I don't know. He brought us all here.
Yeah.
This place looks like it's going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah. Yep. I can't disagree with that.
All right. Well, you're safe with us. Get some rest. Apparently, we're all going to need it tomorrow.
Well, most assuredly will. All right. Good night.
They go back to the door and close it there behind you. In the meantime, down the street a little ways at another cabin, Plague Dr. Latronius takes Nadia from the church and puts her in a cabin. You find in there a bench with all sorts of alchemical materials and everything else. He has a place set up over there on the side. He still has his mask and everything back on. He'd replaced it back on after the conversation he had with his father at the church. Says, "You can have my place for the night. I can't let you stay with the others. We do not know the nature yet of what has happened to the other people in the church. I'll be spending most of the night working on the alchemicals to work on things to see if we can discern what's going on. You have an art for healing. I'll leave things out here in case you need it. I trust you know what to do."
She says thank you, and she asks if he has any guidance for her.
This here. The only thing we know how to cure for sure is orc's molt. The cure for it may be the only thing that can cure this new disease as well. From what I was able to discern from the wormheads that you guys had left me in Huttenberg, is that this new disease only warps current parasites. It's not a disease in of itself. It's just a force of chaos, a force of change that manifests, creates mutations. If it can mutate worms and ticks, wolves, it could probably mutate you as well. When we go to cure orc's molt, we don't so much cure it, we burn it away like a wart. Quintessence will scald the skin that's been deformed. Anything starts to take a different shape, a different form, if the flesh becomes a different material, you'll simply have to pour the quintessence upon it, and it will eat it away.
And we're sure that this will remove any disease?
It'll remove orc's molt. I have not yet had a chance to test it on anything of this new variation. He takes a vial, sets it on the counter. Says, "This is royal water. This is the prime ingredient for quintessence. Everything else you'll need, you can find here in my bag, should you need it." I heard one of your compatriots mention that orc spore was found down by the river. It's been nearly a generation since we've seen an orcs.
Yeah, we saw the mushrooms down by a temple.
If it weren't for this storm and this situation, I'd almost be eager to go down and see it for myself. But I do not believe that both of us should have ourselves exposed at the same time. It'll be pertinent that one of us make it back to Huttenberg. I want you to pay close attention. I'm going to show you what I know of being a plague doctor. And when I am done, now that I've come back to this place to see it put to an end, my time serving as the plague doctor in Huttenberg will come to an end.
I understand, and I accept the charge you are giving me.
It's pertinent that you survive. More so than perhaps anyone else amongst your friends.
Wow, rude.
Bye-bye.
If you and I both fall, there will be nobody to protect Huttenberg from a possible orc reinfestation. He goes over to a chest. He opens it up. He pulls out a plague doctor's mask. You'll need this to carry out your work, should you survive the night, and I don't have to kill you. Once you put it upon, you'll need to take on a new persona.
She takes the mask and is inspecting it thoughtfully.
It's one of those traditional plague doctor looking masks with the large crow-like beak in the front where you would put the herbs and stuff to protect you from, viruses, because that's how that works.
Right. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. So since that's what medicine looks like in this sort of era, that's what you've got to work with. So it does come with it is a full mask, and a mantle comes down up to around your shoulders. You don't have the cool cloak or anything else to go with it at this point, but it will serve sort of as a mask to keep you protected from potential infection should you get splattered again.
Cool. I'll call my tailor.
The plague doctor is not just a traveling healer or a keeper of secrets. Our word carries the weight of Emperor Hans himself. Only we are allowed to induct others into our ranks. Once you place the mask upon you, your words will carry the weight of Emperor Hans. Therefore I must knight you. He takes out his rapier. You embarked upon this quest as Nadia Mercer, outrider, a daughter. But now placing upon yourself the mask of the Plague Doctor, you shall rise as Plague Doctor Pathos. From henceforth, that is what you shall be known. And when my time is done here, you shall return to Huttenberg as its Plague Doctor.
She places the mask on and nods to Latronius.
Your friends, they have large hearts. They care.
They do.
They care enough to watch this entire countryside burn to the ground over their inability to put one person into a grave. An undeserving person, yes. And unfortunately, a member of my family. We cannot allow a Light Eater to come into this world.
They just want to see the best in everyone. They want everyone to have a good outcome here.
I'm not sure such a thing is possible. You'll need to get your rest. You'll need your resolve. It may be the only thing that saves every man, woman, and child in all of Vallandria.
I understand.
The winds are picking up. Get your rest now. You're going to need it. Plague Dr. Pathos. He turns and walks out of his cabin, leaving you there with the vials of royal water and the other ingredients needed for quintessence.
Seeing as how all the other stuff that's going on, I believe she thoughtfully looks at the items, but then she also decides that she needs to rest before she attempts to do anything of that difficult.
Okay. So you go ahead and get your rest. You and Nigel, who both get a decent night's sleep while Redcaps guard your door. You both can return your peril status all the way to unharmed, I think is, or whatever the top level is, where you don't have any peril whatsoever. Neither of you are at any risk of actually catching a disease out of this, but the townspeople don't know that, neither does the plague doctor, so you were placed in quarantine regardless. Through the rest of the night, there is some ruckus that goes on, but the Redcaps won't let you leave. You hear a fire down the road. You hear some screaming at one point. Clearly shit is going down outside, but your guards both are like, back to bed. Don't worry about it. We got things handled. Everything is gonna be okay. Just a lightning strike and some fire over at the general store. Nothing to be alarmed about. You guys kind of get these interruptions through the night as these things go on, and eventually you do get enough rest, like I said, that you recover any peril levels that you would have had inflicted upon you. And we will hit a point where the rest of the party finally had to go to bed as well and get some rest. And that's where we're going to move things over to Zelina.
Yes.
So Zelina, I gotta pull this over here where I can read it. After spending a fair amount of time with your nose in that tome that you retrieved from the temple, you eventually work on getting all that holy water made. I believe that's where we ended off last session, was you guys let Meraki dip some of the weapons into the orc spore to coat them, and you also spent a fair amount of time getting holy water made for you to anoint some of the weapons with holy water.
Yeah.
So you guys have that done. The anointing process will allow your weapons to harm anything that is supernatural. So anything that's undead, vampires, wraiths, ghosts, things of that nature. The things that you have dipped in the orc spore will allow you to harm things that are abyssal, that come from the Prince of Change. Adversary demons, potentially even the Light Eater.
Okay.
So you get all that done, and at this point, you and the rest of the group is exhausted. Everest, he's going to bed. He wanders over, passes out over there in his cot. You guys all do the same. The only thing that's different is that when you go to sleep, Zelina, you find yourself abruptly woken. And I'm going to need you to make a resolve roll. It's going to be challenging.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay, well, that's not the best way to start out the day there. That's a 97. You, so you are gonna pick up a little bit of peril. Or not. That's not enough to even touch you. That'll be a 4, because it does get a +1. So a D10
Okay.
plus 1 would be 4, and that's not going to break your peril threshold. So you're actually not going to be affected by this at all.
Okay.
But you're laying there, and suddenly you're woken up by a cold hand on your shoulder. And you look up, and standing over your bed, with one finger extended up over his mouth, is the body of Jackie Brown, the dead 10-year-old boy.
Oh my gosh, how does he look?
Dead.
Well, but it's, yeah.
His lips are purple, his skin is pale. With the exception that he's moving and standing there, he looks like he did when you guys put him in the ground. He motions for you to follow him. And he very quietly backs away from your cot towards the door.
Does she have time to scramble for any reagents or anything?
Sure.
Okay, so she's gonna grab everything she can that's nearby.
Yeah, you grab your book, you grab your satchel that has your reagents in it and everything else. He very quietly, almost supernaturally quietly, turns the door and opens the door, and it doesn't make any creaks or nothing. He just pushes the door to the cabin open, and he steps outside.
Selena pinches herself a little bit just to make sure she's awake.
You pinch yourself and nothing happens.
Like she doesn't feel the pinch?
You feel it. Like you pinched yourself.
Okay. Alright, so she's gonna follow.
You walk outside and there's that thin, inch thick coating of those large feathers all over the ground. And he kind of walks upon them, and they don't stir much. He doesn't kick up much as he walks along. You kind of trudge behind him. And once you're outside, he turns and whispers towards you. He says, "Come with me. I have things to show you."
Selena mutters like a little prayer to her god under her breath, and she nods. And she follows.
He walks you to the edge of town, and everything is quiet. He walks you into the edge of the woods, begins pushing back branches. You come up to this hillside, and he pushes back a couple of branches, and you find yourself on the edge of a path that goes up a hill, and you can see down, and there's a field down below. This is for you to see, but it's meant for another. And you look out onto the clearing, and you see a house sitting there. And inside of the house, you see a face with a sword, and it's stuck in its eye. Its mouth holds a fish, and it's nailed to a cross. He pulls back the branches. "Remember what you have seen, but it is not for you. Come, there is more." He walks up.
Can you describe it one more time?
You see a house, and inside you see a face with a sword stuck in its eye. Its mouth holds a fish, and it's nailed to a cross.
Okay.
He takes you down again. He walks you further along, pushes more brush aside. You look down, you see another field. This time you see a different house. And inside there's a womb with a child. In the field to the side, you see the back of a head. and a sword carved from a fang and a serpent's face carved in it. He pulls back the branch. Remember what you have seen, for it is meant for another.
I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm seeing.
He turns and he begins to walk further up the path. Takes you to a pool of water. He points towards it, says, "Gaze inside." And you look down. At first you see your own reflection. But slowly that fades away, and you see a serpent sliding through a field. And you see the back of a head again with the serpent and the sword. And this time it's nailed with a fish hook to the foundation of the house. And then the water ripples away, and you see a reflection again. These things are for you to know, but they are meant for another. And again,
Who are they meant for?
He takes you up further up the path. And he points. And you see another house up upon the hill. And the foundation has a mouth with a whip-like tongue. And again, see you back of the head wielding the serpent's sword. Then you see the back of the head rise. And it has a cross. And it also has the sword. And he turns to you. He says, "This is all I have to show you." When you return, these were not meant for you. These were meant for another.
Who are they meant for? She says again.
Make a coordination test.
Okay, hold on.
Standard. And you failed. You start to
Very close.
your footing starts to slip along the path like you're gonna fall off. And you see Jackie with one arm just shoves you in the shoulder off the side of the cliff.
Oh, crap.
Wow, and I thought they had a bonding moment.
You find yourself tumbling down, and just before you hit the rocks, you awaken in your bed in a cold sweat.
Is anybody else in the room, or is it just me?
Your neck hurts where you pinched yourself. Everyone else is still sleeping.
She takes a moment and to kind of collect herself, and then she's going. Can I write down the imagery that I saw?
Yeah. Yeah, you take a minute and scribe it down.
Okay. And now, can I must have some kind of ability to be able to kind of decipher these images a little bit with my auger.
I told it to show to players. You guys should all see it pop up on your screen now. Do you see it?
Wait.
No.
Is it in your
Nope.
is it in your catalog of stuff?
Nope.
You don't see it at all?
Nope.
Where would it be?
Right here, we're gonna do this the hard way. In players' journals, all players. Save changes.
There you go.
There it is.
I'm supposed to be able, when I hit show to players, it's supposed to pop up on your screen, but for some reason it didn't work.
Nice.
So I have it all typed out there. So that's everything that you saw.
Okay, good.
You have no clue what it means, but clearly it is not coincidence. What you didn't realize is that you had made a fair amount of noise and slightly screamed a little right before you woke up. Enough to wake everyone else in the room up. Which is, of course, everyone but Nigel and Nadia. Except for Everest. He just snores right through it.
Hagen wakes up and kind of shuffles his head back and forth and like, what the hell's going on? And he grabs for one of his knives, tries to stand up.
I had a vision. I saw something, and I need to make sense of it. It's something I need to tell someone, but I don't know who yet.
A vision? Ah, I have those nightly.
You can already start to feel the imagery starting to slip from your mind, like sand through the hourglass.
She starts describing the images as she's kind of reading, kind of half reading, half describing to everyone so that they can, and I think she kind of goes into sort of almost like a not trance-like, but just kind of reverie when she describes everything.
It's currently going to be a challenging, we'll call it challenging resolve test to remember what you saw. Although I gave you the notes, so I guess you could always look at it, but...
Well, yeah, she's trying to remember as she was reading it, but like you said, let me do the resolve real quick.
It's getting fuzzy.
Yeah, so less of it is being remembered and more of it's just being read. But she's frustrated because she understands that it's like she's not able to quite explain it how she saw it exactly. This is a message. This is a message from my God. I need to find out who this is for. I feel like this has something to do with the town and the things that are happening to the people in it.
Wait, so you're saying a dead Jackie came, woke you up, and took you on a trip through the fields and showed you all this imagery?
Yeah, basically.
Well, I mean, let's write it all down as you remember it, so we have it, so we can see it for later.
Yeah, I've written it. But this is the best I can do.
Make a routine folklore test.
Me or her?
If I
Either one of you.
Quick, my question about folklore: should I add the extra dot on the first sheet if I added it on the other dot, or will it already be?
No, you have to put it on the first one. That the second sheet, that where you put those dots in, that just tracks your XP spending, your RP spending.
I should have had a better roll on my resolve then too.
Okay, well, that's all right. Okay, you remember that while your memory sometimes isn't as sharp, there is somebody you know whose memory is almost impeccable.
Nadia.
Yo.
Let's go talk to her.
You guys have slept in a bit. It is after sunrise. It'd be after breakfast at this point because you guys stayed up so late. If you have any peril at this point, it can go away. Even though you had this dream, it is not enough to keep you from waking up imperiled. So the rest of you will wake up. And at this point, Nadia and Nigel have been released from their quarantines. And as you guys come outside to go find Nadia, and as everyone starts to come out of their cabins for the day, you find that the ground appears to have been frosted over during some point in the early morning hours. The winds are blowing a little harder than they were yesterday, and there is what looks like a hard frost across the ground.
Is that not normal? Is it like
No.
summertime?
Yeah, it's spring. If you guys remember, it's
Okay.
springtime.
This doesn't bode well.
If you remember, this whole adventure started with the bailiff coming to report winter deaths from Treefell when he was found to be sick and
Right.
infested with worms. So it's definitely spring.
Oh, somebody left too early.
You walk outside. Make a easy scrutinize test. Anyone who goes outside.
And we can use that without dots, right?
Yeah. You're not flipped to fail on scrutinize.
I thought I made a roll.
You did.
I didn't.
So, Hagen, you're the first one to really notice it. And when you lean down and put your hand on what you expect to be cold water, like, frost, it's actually a very thin coat of glass.
Holy shit, look at this. It's a bunch of glass, guys. Watch out.
It's not sharp. It's all very smooth and hard. Nigel, make me... Well, you don't even have to... Nigel, you don't even have to make... You have to make a resolve test. I was going to make you roll folklore first, but you don't need to. You would know this. It's a personal thing for your character. So...
Oh, okay. Resolve?
Yeah, make a... just a standard resolve test.
Finding it. There we go.
Ouch.
Rolled an 86.
We are off to an amazing start tonight, guys.
You get
Yeah,
10...
sorry, Marky.
You take 10 peril
Dear Lord.
from mental anguish. Do you know why you're taking 10 peril from mental anguish?
Because it's reminding me of Frumsburg.
Nope. Read your
no.
dooming.
Oh, because it suddenly seems like a whole lot like winter. Winter brings hard frost.
So you step outside onto it and it crunches underfoot. You take a moment and gather up your composure.
I probably step back inside for a moment and pretend that I've forgotten something and then come back out again.
You guys come out and you take a moment there to regather yourself before re-emerging back onto it. And like I said, it's glass. It cracks a little when you step on it, but as long as you have some footwear on, you're not in any danger from it. But it does look like it's like thinly coated across the ground, on top of the feathers and the grass and the dirt and everything else that's already been piled on.
Are there like other people out or anything?
Yeah,
yet?
yeah. There's
Are we
people
the
all
only
over the
ones?
place that are checking this stuff out. Like, some of them are afraid to walk on it at all. Like, others are out there, some more brave ones. The general store that burnt down in the middle of the night is now coated in this stuff as well.
You said I took 9 peril, right?
It's 10. It's a D10 plus 1, so it's 10 actually.
Okay, so my threshold is 9. So do I just go up by 1 then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You take 1 level, so you're down to imperiled. So there's no negative for that yet.
Cool. Right.
And this one wouldn't count towards your indifference because it's not a bloody gore scene. It's like I said, a personal supernatural one. Doomings. So you guys see Nadia standing out there, which is the reason you came outside the first place. There is a stiff breeze.
How does Nadia look? I mean, is she in the full plague mask setup, or is she just...
Good question.
We can tell it's her, basically?
Good question, Nadia. What do you look like right now?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be dressed up in at least the mask. I don't, like I said, I didn't have anything else, but you know it's me because I got a rockin' body, so there's that.
It's definitely the rest of Nadia's clothes.
What the heck is that? Nadia in a plague mask? That's who we came to see. I think. Let's go talk to that person over there, I guess. And I kind of go over to her and like, I don't know if she sees this or not, but if she doesn't, I'll tap her on her shoulder and Nadia, is that you?
My name is Plague Doctor Pathos.
Well, shit. Beg my pardon, Plague Doctor Pathos. We have something to talk to you about. Zelina, you want to tell her?
I was given a vision last night. I dreamt that Jackie came to me and showed me several houses and images that had something to do with these houses, and that this vision was not for me, it was for another. I think I'm supposed to give it to somebody. And she starts reading out of her book that she wrote down the visions in, and shares that with Nadia so that, just in case Nadia's the one.
I mean, Nadia says it's very interesting, but I don't know what to make of this.
Well, we had to share with somebody else just in case, we forget something. It seems like Zelina's already having a hard time remembering, and my brain's not as good as it used to be. And well, then there's Meraki.
Hey, Meraki. You have small mushrooms growing on your shoulder.
Do I notice them?
Yeah, you do now. You didn't at first. Like, your arm was a little itchy. You itched a few times, and then, sometimes you'll feel like a bump or something weird or whatever. You look down, and there's tiny little mushrooms on the sides of your arm and up on your shoulder.
Can I brush them off?
No, they're part of you.
I don't like this.
You're the
Do
only
I
one who
see
sees them
these
so far.
mushrooms?
Nah, you're talking to Hagen at the moment. You haven't noticed them yet.
Well, I did just say, well, then there's Meraki, and I kind of pointed over to her. So I don't know if we look at it or not.
You currently got your hand
But
on your
I'm assuming,
arm
yeah.
at the moment, Meraki, covering them up. Do you want to show it to them, or are you just going to hide it?
No, I mean, I'm not trying to hide it. I'm basically, looking at my arm and trying to, brush them off and realizing that I can't. And I'm just sort of confused, I guess.
I mean, if you grab hold of one and tug at it hard enough, you could rip one off, but it'd be like ripping off a wart or ripping off a mole.
Yeah,
like a skin tag or something,
yet.
It'd be painful, but you could do it.
I mean, I'll give you $1.
Hey, Hagen says, well, what the hell is that? Meraki, what do you got there?
I'm
gonna try to fence
not sure.
So, I'm assuming Nadia is intrigued by this, and she's going to ask Meraki if she's been near the spore. Because I don't know that yet, right?
You don't know that. Yeah, you don't know
That's
anything.
the whole story. We gotta catch you up on all that, Nadia. That was something else. We did some things. Might not be the best, but we did them.
I may know a treatment for this. I don't know if it's been tested on humans yet, or her kind yet, but it's very difficult to make.
Well, we might wanna go ahead and try something on her because that isn't normal. That's not how
Definitely
she was.
not.
last night.
Not normal. Not like she's gonna not do the treatment.
So I'm gonna return to my cabin and attempt to make this.
You
thing
have
that I
all the
can't remember what it's
materials there
called.
to make a quintessence. You only get one shot
Yeah.
at it, though. You don't have a lot.
I mean, it's not gonna get better with time.
Nope, it's not.
How long does something like that usually take?
It takes about 10 minutes, I think.
Sweet. So I'm gonna probably try to help direct Meraki over there and not touch her.
Yeah, Nigel will have caught up with the group by this point.
Yeah.
And probably join Pathos, Plague Dr. Pathos, and see if there's anything that he can do to, I don't know, help her focus, maybe?
Okay.
So, yeah. Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, this is the first thing that has to happen is he's got to do the 10 minutes worth of alchemy work to make the quintessence. So,
So I roll now or later?
yeah, you got to roll that first to make it before you can treat her with a heal check. At least you're not flipped to fail.
Ah,
You got one fortune point left.
what do you think, fam?
Do it.
Okay. Yeah, that didn't get better.
That's the opposite of do it.
That was undo it. Well, Meraki, you have fun with your mushrooms.
Well, you got something you can try.
Oh God.
Like most chemical reactions, if you dump all the chemicals in there, you'll get a certain portion that turns out right. It's just not enough. You got a lot of waste. So this is going to take what was already, a hard heal check?
But if it's a heal, I succeed.
Oh, that's right, you do.
So yeah, just continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, well. See how we'll do this.
No takesies backsies.
Right?
I'm not taking nothing's backsies. It's just gonna fail forward, which means that you and Meraki are both gonna suffer some peril probably, as this thing obviously botches up, but you're gonna fix it. It's just
You just ain't gotta be pretty.
It's just not gonna be pretty. So
Oh no, my beautiful face.
So go ahead and make your heal check and just don't critically fail. Because I think that's the only thing that can stop the Plague Doctor bonus is a critical fail. You did not critically fail. So
Failed pretty horribly, but just not critically.
yeah, you just didn't critically fail. But since a Plague Doctor can't fail with curing a disease, which is what this is, you pour the stuff on there, and it's kind of, like I said, very similar to how you freeze off a wart with like the nitro stuff. So it horrifically scars her arm. You will take... You take 17 peril.
So it's big box and then one for each little box?
Yep. That it passes.
So I ignore one rank.
And Meraki will take 6 peril. 7 peril, sorry.
So nothing.
So you didn't take anything. You watch your arm get scalded and it's got burns and a horrible looking scar, but those mushrooms do fall off of your arm.
Cool, new battle scar.
It's not really enough to do a level of damage. I'm not going to apply damage to it. That's why I'm just doing it as physical peril. But yes, it wasn't enough to actually hinder you any, so I guess you get off light this time. You did start out the day with it, so you did gain 1 more chaos rank. So make sure you mark your chaos rank. And
Got it.
And you will take... I will go ahead and give you 2 corruption. And I'll give 2 corruption to Nadia for the failed attempt. That it was actually for the alchemy part. But you did get the job done. Meraki will not be turning into an Oryx anytime soon unless she reinfects herself.
Yay!
No frolicking through the field of mushrooms.
I think Crimson Blade will be sad.
I know. I'm saying though,
Maybe.
those orc bonuses are pretty nice. Like, there's not a bad one on the list. So after a little bit of patch-up work, you guys are finishing up and you're coming back out when 2 men on horse come tromping through. You hear some of the glass shattering as they come charging your direction. They pull up and it's Lawrence Stauncy and Miguel Brown. And
What news do you bring?
Lawrence is looking rather upset. He's got his hand on his mortuary sword. He says, "Where have they gone? Where's my wife and child?"
Uh-oh.
I tell you, but I was locked away in quarantine all night. Haven't seen a thing.
Weren't they under guard?
They're supposed to be. Both guards incapacitated. They're out cold.
We should probably start with them, because we don't know where they are.
Come.
Good call. Yep.
Come see what's wrong with them. He takes you back over. You go over to where his cabin is, and you can see where there's been a fair amount of scuffle. There's definitely been something that went on here at some time in the early hour. You see 2 red caps laying there. One bleeding from the head a bit, like he's been blackjacked. The other doesn't look quite as bad a shape. Nadia, make me a routine scrutinize roll.
Okay. The rolls are not in my favor today.
They are not. And you guys don't have any more fortune. So,
Just going poor.
you're inspecting the bodies. And as you try to roll one over... Uh-oh. Is Lich, are you trying to tip the scales? Are you trying to give him a fortune back? Yeah, you heard that right. No more fortune. Okay, he's going to buy you guys 1 fortune back.
Thank you,
So
Liz.
everyone...
You're my hero.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
listen.
Lich.
So you do have a fortune. You have one.
It's up to fam. I don't want to keep using them, but it's up to the fam. What y'all think?
I'm thinking forward motion is good. Let's keep using them.
Yeah, and I think since this is when
Easy.
Rich spent it, you should spend it when he gave it to you.
Easy come, easy go. So there it is. The fortune goes back away. You can make your reroll.
Jesus Christ!
You're knocking it out of the park today.
So
Try
I have
logging out
two-
of roll 20 and come back.
Wait, why is your difficulty
Wait.
set at 10?
you said routine,
Oh, that's a plus 10, not a minus 10. All right. I thought I said
but
standard.
I also have
That's fine.
2 advances. Doesn't that add something
For what? For perception?
for perception?
Yeah, that adds to your initiative when we go to initiative.
But nothing. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for this, unfortunately. So,
Okay.
what I'm going to need you to do now is make a standard toughness test. Man, you were just on top of it today.
I'm going to bed. See y'all later.
Have we succeeded doing anything?
No, you guys' dice are terrible. Luckily, we're not doing combat right now. You guys would be in trouble. So you're trying to inspect them and look around, and on the back of their neck, when you sit them up, you don't notice it at first, but as you raise them up, you notice that your hand is suddenly, between 2 of your fingers, rests a mushroom that's attached to the back of their neck.
Well, crap.
Crap, what? What's going on?
They're infected.
What?
They appear to have the same mushrooms that Meraki did.
How is that possible? Like,
Lawrence goes, wait. What does that mean?
Can I do a folklore? Or...
You sure can. Just standard.
Nadia suspects, or not Nadia, Zelina suspects that the feathers might have something to do with it, but she's not sure.
Anyone else have any suggestions you want to throw out there?
I mean, well, my thought is somebody got to that orcs mushrooms over there on the other side of the waters and came back and took the 2 of them and then hit this guy or these people with some of the mushrooms they collected or put on a sword or something.
Well, we did have some of the villagers turn and run off into the woods. They could have rolled around in this crap and then come back and been responsible for springing these people out.
I was gonna say these are 2 of the red caps.
Yeah, that's my guess is that somebody came back and infected him in some manner. I don't know if the feathers are due. I think we'd all be part of that of the orcs right now if it was just the feathers. I just wonder if somebody's completely turned against us. I notice it's not the city people; it's the red caps.
Right. Well, they're infected, but did they get infected by whoever knocked them out, or did they arrive infected?
My guess is whoever knocked them out, but I could be wrong. I mean, you had some time with them, right? You talked to them. Do you remember them looking odd or feeling odd or anything like that?
I talked to the ones that were guarding my area. They seem pretty normal. I mean, a little bit more ragged at the edges than I would have expected at this point in their career, but certainly not under any supernatural influence. I start looking around and see if I can find like any like tracks or trail in the newly fallen glass.
Yeah, you can.
Like maybe
it's
like
super
an angle
easy
of
to
approach.
Yeah, it's super easy to because it's so smooth everywhere where people haven't stepped that you can definitely see some trails that kind of lead off.
Yeah, can I see like can I discern like an approach and a leading off? Like,
Make a routine scrutinize.
all right. Yeah.
Well, you can tell that they leave the cabin and they head off towards the woods. It's a little hard to tell exactly where they go or which way they came from, but they definitely went towards the woods.
What did my folklore roll help me with?
It didn't. You failed.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I mean, these rolls would help you a lot if you'd pass one of them today, guys, but
No.
I'm still throwing you bones in spite of it, but it's I'm not gonna toss that much peril on everybody, but I can't fail forward everything.
All right. Well, we need to follow this before the trail goes cold. So let's head off that direction. See if we can recover these people.
That was to survive the game. Good work, Meraki. You survived the game. Someone finally passed the test today. So you guys began to try to follow this trail, and you kind of lose it in some places because there's been patrols come by, and there's people out and about going down to check out the burnt general store, and they're trying to scrape up trying to break the glass off of where what bit of body remains from Bartholomew Berkstein where he was burned. Of course, the rest of him took off as an adversary demon, but nobody knows that except the two people who witnessed it. But nonetheless, there's all this chaos still around town about everything that went on throughout the night. And so there's just a bunch of tracks that's broken this glass in a bunch of places. So sometimes you kind of lose the trail a bit, and it takes a little while of looking around. So it's just taking you more time than what you really wanted it to. But you do finally find a trail of some rather large looking non-booted footprints in this kind of broken glass that takes you down towards the river.
Oh, here we go. Back towards the river again, guys.
Can we tell her they? Well, I don't know if I can ask this or not, but can we tell if they're adult or child?
You can tell that the footprints that you're seeing are certainly all larger than Lawrence Stauncey's foot, and he's a pretty big guy.
Okay.
Now that you're kind of into a part where there's not a lot of traffic, you can see that there's tiny bits of blood on some of the glass because they're barefoot. So you're able to follow them down a ways. You get down to the river, and you see those large orc spore mushrooms that are like the size of, like sapling trees sprouted up along the edge of the river. Some of them is kind of half coated in some glass, but for the most part, they seem to be more resistant to it than even the trees around you that look like they have ice kind of coated on them, but it's not ice.
Do
it's
any
glass.
of them? Do any of the orc spores look like they've been broken or touched or stabbed, other than the one I stabbed?
Make a nature roll or survival. We don't have nature; it's survival, isn't it?
I just did a survival roll.
You did. Now make a real one. It's routine.
Oh,
Hey,
routine.
you succeeded. Good job.
Well, yeah.
You
and I
were
didn't
you were
even-
already on routine, so you didn't have to change anything. So you did good. You can tell that because of the strong winds, they've been whipped around a bit. It's hard to tell if anyone has actually manipulated them.
But they go into the water and into the other side.
Yeah, you can see footprints on the other side where they came out. The water is not glassed over. It's flowing water. It looks normal. And actually, once you get across the river, the ice kind of stops. The glass, I should say. You see it just stretches a little bit beyond the other side, and then it kind of fades off into the normal landscape. As you guys are standing there along the riverside, there's a crackle of thunder up ahead, up above you. You look up and you see a purple bolt of lightning that kind of stretches through some clouds.
That's not ominous.
And a rather pink-looking haze that kind of sets in around where the purple bolts go.
Alright, well, I guess we should continue tracking them.
So you guys are going to make your way back across the river.
Yep.
Let's see what else is there to do. I mean, we could flee. Let's just flee. Let's go back to Habsburg or whatever.
Huttenberg.
Everest would be
Huttenberg.
proud of us.
You guys all turning and just bailing on the place?
No,
Like, all right, bye.
Selena gets super serious and she's like, we can't. The gods are involved in this. I've been given a vision. We need to give the vision to somebody.
All right. Then forward, I suppose.
Alright, so forward you go. And you walk through the waters up onto the other side. And you start to, like I said, it begins to come to a point where there's not glass all over the ground anymore. And as you continue walking forward through it, you eventually see that these mushrooms are getting larger and larger, and they're kind of thicker in places. They're so big that you can't really accidentally bump into them. Like you can walk, it's like be like accidentally running into a tree. So you don't have to worry about running into them unless you intentionally want to disturb them. But eventually you will make your way back towards the temple. And you can follow
Oh, son of a bitch. It's not this guy, is it?
Maybe we should talk to the imp again.
Is this where the lightning and stuff is happening?
above the temple, you can see the clouds are swirling and pink.
We have to do something.
Well, that pink is the color of the
demon of light or whatever,
yeah.
or eater of light.
This is odd that the color's coming from here.
Well, all right. So if I recall the sequence of events here, the demon inside the temple, or this. Okay, so the temple was befouled. It's been taken over by a demon. The demon has had a job to do. It's failed at the job, and the whole reason the Eater of the Light is coming is to replace him. He's also the one who gave us the tip that the Eater of Light is coming, and I think he's the source of our source of information saying that the sacrifice would stop it. But given that demons are liars, I'm just as inclined to believe that the sacrifice would
Complete it.
it complete it. So I'm guessing that the villagers that have transformed have abducted the people we're looking for and probably brought them here. So if we want to disrupt things, I mean, this is our where we make our stand.
Let's go.
Yeah. Now, did somebody say that? Do we have anything that can hurt this guy? Do we have any magic? Do we have any ways of making our weapons hurt him?
I know something that I can do, but I need something living like a crow.
All right, let's find some small game real quick.
It's got to be alive.
Yeah, living thing.
If Meraki wants to make a survival roll, she can try to catch you a raven.
Let's do it.
This is going to be kind of a hard test, though. It's kind of hard to catch a bird barehanded.
I believe in you.
Did Stancy bring a horse? Wasn't he riding a horse over to us initially?
Yeah. He has a horse that he's tied up over there, and
Well, we got a horse. No hunting
Oh,
involved.
I need a smaller. It's not that big. It will be too powerful.
the spell that she's looking to do specifically calls for a raven.
Okay, so you said it was going to be challenging, hard.
It's hard. Hard survival. Oh, hell, she made it. So, Meraki
Nice.
wanders off there into the trees. And,
Survival is the only thing that I
and-
can do today.
as this big ogre, she sneaks along and finds a raven that must just be really confused or scared and afraid to fly because of everything going on. And she reaches up there and snatches it with one hand. Comes walking back with this cawing, trying to bite her raven in its hand.
Wow. Oh, wow. See, the gods are with us.
Whatever it is you're going to do, you should do it quick.
So Justin, do I need to wait until we're closer, or should I go ahead and do it now?
You can do it now.
All right. So while she's doing that, I'm gonna see if I can find some like logs, or just in general, just some.
Yeah, there's branches down
Some
from
wood.
the winds.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna.
Sorry, Zelina's gonna start like basically a rite and incanting from her book, and eventually she will end up sacrificing that crow and using its blood in the rite.
So this is greater magic you are attempting, which means it starts at hard. Would you like to channel power to decrease the difficulty?
Yeah, because I've been rolling shitty.
Okay, so for each channel power you want to attempt, you will decrease the difficulty by 10. You can do up to 3. Each one of those will add an additional d6 chaos die that you have to roll to check for chaos manifestations should you fail. Actually, you have to roll the 3 regardless. You only roll the 4th one if you fail.
Okay, so I really want to take it to standard, but I've been rolling so shitty that I'm worried I'm going to get a bunch of chaos. So maybe I will stick with challenging. But this is super important. I don't know what to do.
You've only got one raven. You only get one choice. You only get one chance
I believe
at
in
this.
you.
What?
I believe in you.
You can do it.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to standard then and just channel power a lot.
Okay, so that's two out of 3 that you're gonna
Right.
do. Okay.
Right.
So you're gonna roll. Go ahead and make your standard incantation roll.
Okay, let me double check something because I think I bought another.
Yeah, make sure you got all the dots on your sheet filled in correctly. Meantime, I'm gonna find this prayer in the book so I can make sure I'm reading it correctly.
I did buy another incantation, thank God.
Yeah.
Hey, since we're kind of in the middle of something real quick, I see nothing in roll 20.
You see nothing?
Like, my screen is just a gray background. I can see text and I can see the names, but I have no map, no nothing.
Well,
Did
hold
you
on.
completely log out and come back in?
That couldn't be worse.
3 times.
That's
Oh,
strange.
shit.
Well, yeah, that's strange. I've got you listed as... Yeah, everything's controlled by the character.
I mean, I've been watching the stream, so I kind of know where we're at, but it's just weird.
That is strange. I don't know how to fix it for you at the moment.
It's fine.
I could pull you out a new token, see if that fixes it.
So I rolled a 98, and I don't think we have a reroll because we're out of fortune and stuff.
Does that help you at all?
Can I roll survival to help?
She rolled a 98.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Can you see anything now, Georgie?
No.
Still nothing? Yeah, I don't know then. That's strange. Well,
It's okay. I can see the stream.
okay. Yeah, I'll have to just move you around, I guess. I don't know what's going on with that. You were able to see all the other maps and stuff we were on?
I saw the map of the whole land earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm not sure when it went away, but it's gone away.
Now I had to zoom in on mine because when it switched, it was very, very small.
Yeah, I've gone out from 10% all the way to 249.
Okay.
I took Fog of War off. Are you seeing it now?
Nope.
I didn't fix it either. Okay, well, I don't know. I'll just have to move you. We'll play with it between games or something maybe, if you guys live long enough.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. So yeah, your incantation fails. You didn't critically fail because it's a 98. So let's talk about those chaos dice. You have to roll 2d6s and just hope you don't get a 6 on either one of them.
Oh, okay.
Actually, sorry, 3d6 because you failed, so you have to roll the fail one also. A 4, a 1, and a 3. So you are fortunate. No chaos manifestation today. But you slaughter the bird, and you're not sure if it's just the presence in this place or whatever it is, but you do not particularly feel the custodian is with you.
I look at everyone and I say, I didn't do it right. Something was off. It didn't work.
Was that the wrong bird?
No, it was me. I've never done this before.
Now,
Nigel kind of like looks up at the sky and says, "Well, don't blame yourself too much. I think circumstances being what they are, it might be a bit more difficult to reach your god than normal."
Yeah, definitely.
Do we have things to make fire? Do we have like torches and lamplight, or maybe some oil?
you guys have stuff for, yeah, you have all that on you. In fact, some of you, I think,
Yeah.
have torches as equipment. If you look in your trappings, it probably says number of torches. So you'd have
Yeah,
stuff
I
for-
think I do.
I know some of you do. But yeah, you got stuff for torches if you want it. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I've got a lantern and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's
an
what I
oil
thought.
pot.
That's what I thought. So, yeah, you got a lantern. A couple people have torches if you want them. It's daylight. You don't particularly need them right now, but
Yeah, I'm thinking in terms of like incinerating things in the temple.
as you guys approach the temple and you get closer to the entrance, you see the 3 sling blades that you guys had to dodge the last time you were here have been broken off and splintered and sit out in front, laying on the ground.
Oh, good. That's why I was collecting the wood to counteract those things.
You find all three of them already broken and splintered off, along with pieces of the door. The door was there last time, so that's still sitting there, but now there's those broken blades are there as well.
So what do we see instead of the door?
Here, let's... Moving you guys back here again, see if it fixes Georgie. You hear voices and stuff coming from the temple.
Do we recognize the voices?
Nope. They're speaking some weird tongue that you don't recognize.
Alright, well, I'm gonna draw my mortuary sword and head on in.
Let's go ahead and get initiatives. A D10 plus your initiative mod.
Is that on talents and trappings?
Yeah, there's not a button you can hit for it. You just have to roll the D10 and add the number to it.
Still can't roll.
Alright,
At
Angel's
11.
at 15.
Higgins 11.
Where again on my sheet is it? I'm still having trouble finding it.
It's talents
Talents and
trapping.
trapping should be at the top of that page, I think.
It's in the gray area right in the middle.
So not exactly the top of the page, but if you see the
so
difficulty
6.
rating,
Yeah, 6. I got a 8 total.
All right, Nigel, with a 15, you go first.
Sick 'em.
You have your lantern in one hand and your mortuary sword in the other at the moment, right? Or have you put the lantern away to pull your shield?
No, I didn't have the lantern out. I just had it. I had made sure that I had the oil and stuff ready
Okay.
and available on me.
So you're still sword and boarding at the moment then. So
Yeah.
yeah, you walk down there, shield raised, ready to go, and you see, standing down at the bottom of the stairs, 2 large, hunched over figures.
Do I recognize them as former villagers that have been orcified?
You don't recognize them as former villagers, but you definitely recognize them as orcified.
You there! Stand to!
They look at you and they kind of hit each other in the arm a little bit and kind of point up at you. They're grunting some things.
We're seeking members of the village that have been kidnapped. Do you understand us?
They kind of nod.
Are they in there?
They kind of fall back a little bit. Meraki, it's your turn.
And they're not hostile, are they?
They don't seem to be yet.
Okay, I'm just going to draw my spear, I guess, and then wait to see if they charge us or anything.
Okay, so you go ahead and you move up with your spear. Hagen?
What's the distance between us and them currently? I don't think I can actually see them, right?
You can't, because they're down inside that. They're down inside the cave. Those are steps to where Nigel's at. Those are steps that go down, so you can't actually see down into them until you get right up there where Nigel is.
You could probably have heard him talking, though.
Yeah, you can hear the grunts.
Yeah. I am going to move up. And then is there like a I don't have the combat action open. I'm going to do that right now. But is there like a hold action?
Wait like to 0 AP.
Okay, so does that mean I can go whenever, or do I have to tell you like what I want to do if they move wrong or something?
No, wait to 0 AP. You're just waiting.
Okay. So
you don't have to dedicate any AP till you decide to spend them.
Okay, then I wait right there.
All right then, Nadia, you can go next.
Sorry, I was trying to fix things.
Can you still not see the map?
No.
Do you want to move up behind Hagen?
Sure. I don't know where he is right now.
Well, he's kind of behind Meraki, as you guys are kind of just filing in your marching order here at the moment.
Yep, that sounds like a solid plan. And then once I'm there, I can just wait.
So okay, so you're also going to wait. Allies, that'll be Stancy moves. He gets over next to Nadia, so he can kind of see down there. He's like, what are those things?
Orcs.
He gets this kind of confused look on his face for a moment, like, I didn't think those were real.
What do you think we've been walking through for the last several hours?
Zelina, it's your turn.
Can you tell me what Aegis does? Because I'm thinking about casting that.
That would be a good idea. Aegis, if you successfully cast it, will increase your damage threshold by 3 if with normal success. Okay. If you critically succeed, your threshold goes up by 3, and you become completely immune to all ranged attacks.
Whoa. Okay.
Good luck with that one. I've only ever cast it successfully like that one time in all my attempts at cast it on my monk, my battle nun.
Okay. And the difficulty is standard?
Actually, it is petty magic, so it is actually routine.
Easy?
Or easy. Routine. Yeah, it starts at easy. Yeah, it's easy.
There we go.
Hey, success. So your damage threshold goes up by 3, and that lasts for 3 plus your willpower bonus in minutes, which is going to be forever in combat. So for the rest of this combat...
So where does that go? My damage threshold?
Your damage threshold, which you currently have probably very little because you don't wear armor. So this is the equivalent of basically giving yourself armor. But you can only cast it on yourself if you don't wear armor. So...
Will that be under skills and attributes?
No, it should be under talents and trappings. There's a little tiny box underneath where your damage thresholds are, and you can put a 3 in there. And it'll raise all of them by 3.
Ah, okay, I think I found it.
Then you just have to remember to take those numbers out when we're done. And
Okay, got it.
And if Nigel uses his litany of hatred, or his inspiring words, then it'll go up by one more. You'll have 4 in there at some point if he does that, which I suspect he will. At some point.
Can I fit that in as part of my previous round because I was just doing dialogue?
Yep. You still have 2 AP, so you can still use them. You're effectively
I'm gonna go
waiting
ahead and do
also. So yeah, go ahead and do your inspiring words.
If I can find what I need to click. Oh, give me a second.
Leadership.
Is that routine or
Standard.
all right?
So everybody on your character sheets, find that same box I was just telling Zelina about and increase it by 1, which should be a 0 for all of you currently. So put a 1 in there. And your initiatives all go up by 3, which just means that you guys officially now all go before the enemies and Lawrence Dauncey. So there you have it. You got your inspiring words off. You still have 1 AP left if you choose to hold on to that. Zelina, you have cast Aegis for 1 AP. Would you like to move?
Yes. Where can I mean, like, I don't see my character.
You're at the top of the screen.
That's why. I was looking at the bottom. Is that too far? Is that good?
If you're just gonna go barreling past Nigel and everybody, you can.
Oh.
I mean, that's a hillside there that you walk through. All right, so Zelina, you have moved up there next to Nigel, and yep, he still sees him now. Okay, so we're back. You've moved yourself up into position, and that'll bring us back around kind of to the top of the order. And from the doors and coming up past the orcs, you see your buddy Ixie, the butler demon. It looks frozen and silent. Oh, okay. So he comes walking up there. He goes, "Ow, you guys are here. Good. The master was expecting you. Did you bring everything that you need for the ritual?" We're sorry to have to expedite things, but we're running out of time. We saved you the time and trouble of finding a good way to extract the quarry from the village. The weird phenomenon caused by the Light Eater's presence gave us opportunity. Come, your sacrifice awaits you in the chamber. You see those big orcs push the doors open.
All right, so as they turn around to push the doors open and whatnot, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like look over my shoulder, probably at Marakai, and kind of do like a little bit of a shrug, as if to be like, should we just now?
I sort of shrug back.
I'll take that as a yes and attack.
Okay, so Nigel, you get to go first. And you're going after Ixie?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm gonna try to take advantage of the fact that
You got a fresh 3 AP.
Yeah.
So go ahead and
fresh misfortune.
in a full boat of misfortune. That's right.
We did.
All right. Now I can use AP to do the same action. Like if I wanted to do like 3 melee attacks,
No.
I can do that.
No,
No?
you can't.
Okay.
You can spend an AP to gain, or you can spend a fortune to gain an extra AP, but you can still only take one attack unless you have a special trait like Sword and Board, which I don't know if you've picked that up yet as a military officer. I don't know if you get that or not. Okay. There's some traits like Meraki's Bad Axe and Sword and Board, and there's another one for Pugilist called Ground and Pound, where if your initial attack misses, you get to make an offhand attack. So that's the same thing as the way like Meraki's Bad Axe works, only it works for other situations. So like some people who sword and board, if they miss with their sword or if the sword gets parried, they get to make a free 0 AP offhand shield bash. But you don't have that trait apparently. So
Okay. I'm just making a
as a
melee
military
attack.
officer though, you get to re-roll any missed melee attempts.
Yeah, the Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. So you'll get to roll twice if for any reason you miss to see if you hit with your one attack.
All right.
And that is a miss, so good. Luckily you get to re-roll.
Don't suck.
You hit it
52,
exactly.
52.
You exactly hit him. Alright, he's gonna make his dodge roll. And he successfully dodges your attack. So
All
you,
right. I guess for my second AP, I will attempt a Litany of Hatred.
yeah, go for it.
Is that Intimidate or Leadership?
That's Intimidate. Inspiring Words is Leadership. Hey, you
Hey, that was
managed
pretty good.
one. So you reduce their damage thresholds by 1. So we got that noted.
And I will go ahead and, I guess, claim. I'll save my last AP for a parry or a dodge.
Okay, so you save your third. Meraki.
Stabby, stabby.
You're going to try to hit your old buddy Ixie.
I mean,
Make your first
he
weapon
did
attack.
kind of ask for it.
You spent 1 AP to move. You're spending a second one to make your attack.
Yes.
You hit. That's 11 damage.
Do I wait? Can I attack again? Or is it
No.
just it's once per
If
round,
you
right?
miss with the first one, you get the offhand attack.
Yeah.
With Bad Axe.
So then, yeah, 11 damage.
All right. You do a health level to
Eat
him.
it, Ixie.
You hit him and it clips his other wing. Though not the one you clipped last time, but the other one. It's like, ow! So, Hagen?
Okay. Well, shit. I'm gonna, since they're attacking him, I guess I'm going to aim and throw a dagger.
Okay. So your aim will offset the difficulty of throwing into melee. So just make a standard roll.
Okay.
You hit.
All right.
D6 plus your CB.
It's a little number in the box, right?
Yeah.
Did I do that wrong? I hit the wrong thing.
You can do it. You did it fine the way you did it. If you go to talents and trappings and actually use the weapon, it'll do the, like Meraki's there, it'll do the damage and everything for you. Just save you time, but
Right.
you got it figured out, so.
But I'm just gonna we'll use the I'll go to talents trappings and we'll use the number for the thing for
Okay,
damage,
that's
I
fine.
guess. Yeah, I wasn't sure what the damage was. I thought it was a +7 CV, but I wanted to make sure, and this is the easiest way for me to do it. So yeah, so 13 damage.
Okay, so... Oh yeah, actually, hold on. You need to roll 2d6. And see if you inflict any injuries. You do not.
Damn it all! You're going down, Nixie. You creepy little fuck.
So yeah, you throw it and it hits him good and it cuts him right into it, like digs right into his arm. He yells, "Ow, stop it!" Nadia?
I guess we're running in, so I'm gonna charge and hit with my fire hardened spear. But I also have a.
Are you gonna do an actual charge move?
I'm gonna actually charge.
Okay, so that's 3 AP.
Well, but just for charging, charging and attack.
It's 2 to charge and then 1 for the attack. So that's your 3 AP if you charge. But you get an extra D6 for the Fury die.
I also get a +20 on this because of a trait I picked up.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. That is a thing of beauty right there. Okay, so you hit, and you did critical damage, and you still need an additional D6 because of the charge. So roll just a flat D6, and I'll add it to that number. 4. So you were at 19. You need to roll... Actually, no, that's enough to push him to slain.
Bye-bye. Jerk face.
So he is... You run up there and just skewer poor little butler demon Ixie. And you pull your spear back out of him. He lays there on the ground, grasping at his chest. Kill them. You see the 2 orcs. It's actually Zelena's turn.
Oh boy, let's see. Let's see. So, a lot of these I don't know what they do.
What, your prayers?
Yeah, what does Beyond the Pale do?
Most of those deal with the undead, which unfortunately these guys are not undead.
So let's do Magic Missile.
Yeah, you could throw a magic missile down there at one of them orcs.
Is that a petty spell?
It's it's generalist magic, which counts as petty, so it starts at easy. It's just an incantation check. Oh, thank you, Jay Bruce, for the raid and for the sub.
Yay!
All right,
Nice.
You did successfully, and so it does. Does it have the damage on there?
They drop whatever's in hand. Unleash a bolt of energy that deals 1d10 plus WB damage. And then, yeah.
I think the hit damage and drop whatever's in hand is if it's isn't that if it's a critical? Yeah, it's if it's critical.
Oh, I get you.
So you do the D10 plus your willpower bonus. So you need to roll a D10 and add your willpower bonus to it to see how much damage you do.
So D10 plus 5 is... So what's that, 14?
That is a 14.
Nice.
Gotta look up this works real fast. Oh, that's enough for 2 levels of damage. Alright, your magic missile, I do not believe, is able to inflict injury. So unfortunately, you will not get to roll for injury, but he is wounded.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna move right now because I'm pretty happy with like being far away from stuff.
Okay, so you're not gonna move, so that leaves you with you still have 2 AP then. So are you gonna do anything else?
So can I hit them again with more magic missiles?
No, you can only cast 1 spell per turn.
Then I guess that's it. Let me look.
You have move options, or you would have perilous stunts, which you're probably not gonna do.
No, not her, no.
All the enemies are currently under the effects of both Inspiring Words you guys are under Inspiring Words and they're under Litany of Hatred, so there really isn't any more of them you can do. Unless you're going to go run and like take somebody down or do a chokehold or, some crazy stuff like that.
No.
So you can just go ahead and save yours for parries or anything else you might need. And that'll bring us to the orcs. They both move up into position. They got big, large axes called choppas in their hands.
Choppers. Get to the chopper.
And they both hit. Fruitzilla with the subs. Thanks, Fruit. Got about, 5 subs in there? Yeah, 5 tier 1 subs. Thanks, Fruit. Let's do some damages. The first one, did either of you, Nigel, Meraki, you're each being targeted. Did either of you save any AP?
I did. I will make a parry.
Make your parries. I'm pretty sure you both have
how
one.
many AP do we have?
You get 3 per round. And you used 1 to move and 1 to attack, so you should have 1 left.
Alright, what do I use to parry again? Just the military?
Parry is actually on the Talents and Trappings page underneath your health bar, so right above it, your health track. There's a thing there you can click. It should use martial melee for you because you have a mortuary sword. Meraki's using... Oh, that's a critical. Good work. You critically parry, and for your critical, I will allow you to disarm your opponent. So that choppa that he's using to hit you, you just knock it right out of his hand with your fire-hardened spear.
Bitch, please.
Nigel's not quite so lucky.
Nope.
That's going to be 6 damage coming your way, Nigel.
Okay, that does not
Sorry.
breach my threshold.
That's 8, not 6.
Still does not breach my threshold.
It doesn't breach your threshold. So he hits you, but it doesn't do anything. Boy, I'm tempted to use the fortune, but I won't this time. We'll wait till next round. You hear more rustling coming from the hall behind you. Or not behind you, but up in front of you. And that'll take us around to Lawrence Stauncey's turn. You do have an ally back there. He comes running in with his mortuary sword drawn. Where's my wife and child? Give them back to me, you imp. But things are a little congested. He can't really get any further, so he's just kind of bringing up the rear at the moment. And that'll bring us to Nigel, top of the order.
Okay, Nigel's going to go ahead and step off to the side and attack this dude. Gonna clear some space.
You get to reroll that.
Yeah.
Military officer for the win. Reroll those misses.
Yep.
And you went from missed to really missed. So you don't hit him. You have 1 AP left. Would you like to save it for a parry?
I'm going to save it for either a parry or dodge, yeah.
Okay. Meraki, it's your turn. Meraki.
Kill them all.
I am.
Slayer gotta slay.
Yeah, I had to get to the right page. I'm gonna stab it again.
Alright. You hit him with that fire hardened spear. And you do, for 10.
And I'm gonna save AP, because, I mean, I'm not gonna
Roll,
move. or anything, so.
roll 2d6. Oh, we got an injury. He is currently... What is that? He is currently moderately injured. Your weapon is weak anyway, right? It can only do moderate. Oh, it only inflict moderate or serious. Okay, yeah. So you're still on moderate. So roll me a D100 and let's see what you do to this poor orc. $52.
Make it a good one.
Okay, he has a pulled muscle. Until he recuperates it,
What?
he has
Really? That's it?
Hold on. He has to flip the results of all brawn-based skill tests. So he's flipped a fail on anything brawn-related.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like much. Moderate injuries are the most weakest injuries you can do. So, like, they're not anything that big or mean.
Yeah.
You got to get to serious or grievous injuries to get the real good stuff. So,
Okay, so give me another round.
So yeah, give you another round. So he's going to be flipped to fail on anything brawn. Which is actually going to be important because he doesn't have a weapon. So he was actually going to do something brawn related, and he probably still will even though he has a pulled muscle. So that'll bring us to Hagen.
It doesn't look like there's much I can do through here. I don't even think with an aim shot I can get through all that. So
There is a lot of traffic.
I'm probably just going to move down in here, and then I'll wait.
Okay. So you come down, you wait. Nadia?
I want to charge again and attack that dude.
Okay, now that you can move yourself, you do that. So you're spending all 3 AP again for another charge move. Because you've got 10 feet there to move, so you're fine. You hit. And he takes a level damage. Alright, you've struck him. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
That's a 78. You didn't strike him. I looked at the wrong way. You missed.
Damn.
Sorry about your luck.
Can all be winners.
Yep. So that's your turn. That's all your AP. So Zelina?
Okay, let me take a look. I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Alright. I'm a big fan of all this magic today. You're just flirting with disaster. See that incantation roll.
Yikes. 76, I think.
You made it.
Yeah.
Chaos die is only a 5, though. Ah, damn it. Alright. You hit him, do your willpower. D10 plus willpower.
Eight plus 5.
So 13. Which one are you hitting, by the way?
Hold on. Probably the one that's closest to Meraki.
Alright.
So the one in the, is it the one in the center? Maybe it's the one in the center.
Well, the one in the center's dead.
Sorry, that's so the one that's right in front of Meraki then.
Yeah, the one you actually
'cause
got
probably
better line
can't
of
see
sight on it.
The other
Yeah.
one.
So you hit that
okay.
one, and it takes another level of damage. It is 1 level from slain. It is actually grievously wounded, but you don't get to roll for injury with magic missile. So that'll take us to their turn. The orc that just got blasted is about dead, and in his sort of last-ditch effort, he's going to flip to fail on this, but he's going to attempt to do a takedown maneuver on Meraki.
Can I parry?
Oh. That's an 80. That's a miss.
Okay, never mind.
So it's an 8, which would have been a success, but he's flipped to fail because of his pulled muscle that you gave him. So when he tries to grab you, and he tries to take you down onto that, like, little... Like, there's a wrapped up, like, body there, and there's one of those giant mushrooms. And you can see him there on both sides. And he was trying to, like, throw you over into it. But
I just sidestepped.
But he goes to pull you, and his pulled muscle agitates, and he doesn't move you at all. The other one, on the other hand, is still armed and dangerous, and is going to take its shot at Nigel.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make my parry. If I can remember where parry is. There we go.
On the defenses page.
Haha!
And you successfully parry. So he takes a swing at you with his choppa, and you bat the thing away. And that'll be the end of their turns. So Lawrence Dauncey will take his action. And he comes busting right through there with his sword and his shield both up in a parry stance. The one on the right actually gets an attack of opportunity on him.
Is that a thing in Zweihander?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
If they don't use a disengage maneuver, a move for disengage, then you can in fact get an attack of opportunity on them as they run past.
Tom Meraki got our first 2 kills.
Yeah, she gets the ones with fire hardened spears. They can get them if you try to run past them at all, whether you use a disengage or not, because they can. The spears have reach, so they really get a chance. And it hits, and he will parry. And he parries it away with his shield. As that orc takes a swing with a chop at him, he bats it away. And he busts through those doors. And that is his turn. Which brings us to Nigel at the top of the order.
Okay, attack, and then save one for parrying. Well, I guess I save... If I'm only taking one attack, then I don't have to do the other one.
The other one, most of the time if you have the extra AP, either save it to parry or you do a perilous stunt. It's kind of your choice usually in combat.
Yep.
That's a miss. You get to re-roll, though.
Re-rolling.
Hey, you hit him. Swing that mortuary sword. See how much damage you do.
Where do I do damage?
It's a D6 plus your CB.
Okay, hold on. So
9.
that would be 9.
You hit him. He is hurt. He is not yet ready for injury, though, unfortunately. If you could have done just a little bit more, you could have pushed him to a level where you get to roll 2d6 for injury. But
right.
Not for now. So that's you do hit him. And Meraki, it's your turn.
Stabby, stabby.
That is a hit, and that's enough to kill him. Now, Meraki, as a slayer, since you slayed one of these things, you now gain an additional d6 fury die anytime you hit any other orcs.
Yeah. I can't reach the other one though, right? Well, I can. I've
You can't attack
already
him
done
anyway.
an attack anyway.
Yeah, so you can move.
Yeah, I'll just move a little closer, I guess.
Okay. So yep, you step up there. And that'll be the end of your turn, unless you're going to do a takedown or some perilous stunt.
Um,
We'll put him in a chokehold, some dirty tricks.
yeah, let's do something fun.
So you got chokehold, you can make an athletics test for that. You can do dirty tricks, we make a guile test. And he has to resist awareness or you blind him.
Oh, let's see.
He's not defenseless or surprised, so you can't do knockout.
And you said they don't have weapons?
He does. The one you
okay.
disarmed one, but that one still has his choppa. So you could make a disarm if you want to try coordination test.
Yeah, I think I was going to try a disarm.
Alright.
So, coordination. Make sure I'm on standard.
That's a critical fail.
No.
You gain 11 peril. You attempt to disarm him, and in the process, you nearly lose your weapon, and you have like a moment of panic.
Alright, don't worry, fam. We're good.
It's been your Achilles heel. Alright, so Hagen, it is your turn.
I see a bit of a area there. I'm gonna go ahead and aim and shoot another or throw another dagger at him.
Then you're at standard. You hit, you do 9, he takes a level damage.
And I'll keep on for
Roll a d6, see if you do your injury. Nope.
Damn.
Alright then, so that brings us to Nadia.
I'm assuming I can't charge anymore.
Nope, you're engaged, you can't do charge anymore. Yeah, hit though, did 10, that's another level of damage. Roll 2d6, see if you get injury. Hey, you did.
Yay.
You are at unharmed. You're at serious, so roll a d100 and let's see what its serious injury you've inflicted.
It's death. I know it's
You
death.
got a 6?
Uh-huh. You didn't say roll high.
Well, higher is better.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, you got a fortune's mercy. The injury doesn't actually happen.
Lame.
Ignore injury. You got to roll above an 8, or you get the fortune's mercy.
These dice are defective.
So you did an injury, and then immediately didn't do an injury. Alright, well, that was fun. You did do a level of damage, though, so that counts.
Yay.
Zelina?
Well, I still have 2 more AP, right?
Oh, you do, yeah. Yeah, you still
Yeah.
got 2 AP. Are you going to do a perilous stunt?
I was going to try and disarm.
Okay, yeah, that works. Coordination test.
Do better than I did.
Oh, that I was going to try.
Coordination, and he resists with coordination. That is successful. That is not. So you disarm him.
Yay.
You get your spear stuck there in between the blade and the hilt of his choppa, and you wedge the thing right out of his hand. It goes falling to the ground. He can't use his main hand for the rest of the turn. All right. So you have 1 AP left.
I'm just going to save
Just
it.
going to hold it? All right. So, Zelina, now it's your turn.
Okay. Tell me again what pinprick does.
You have to walk up and touch somebody.
Oh, nope.
But if you do, you inflict a shite ton of peril on them.
I'm gonna just do magic missile again if I can.
Yeah, go for it. I like flirting with disaster. Oh, look at that. You did it. Roll
Roll a chaos die.
Yeah, no, your cast has a 1. You're good.
Oh, okay.
It rolls it on there for you. Unless you channel power,
Gotcha.
your 1 is automatically on there, so... You do the D10 plus willpower, though, is what I need for the damage. It doesn't do its own damage. Well, that's not a lot.
So, now 6.
Oh, that's not even
6
enough.
more damage than he had before.
Nope, that's not enough to actually do anything to him.
Oh.
It hits him and he just kind of shrugs it off. Like, huh?
Fizzle.
Yeah, fizzle. You must be running out of juice. Alright, so that brings us to their turn. He has no weapon, so he's just going to grab Nigel, and he has to flip to fail because he has to do it with his offhand. He's just going to try to grab Nigel and perform a takedown, kind of what the same one did to Meraki on the other side, only he's going to try to throw him into that mushroom over there.
I'm going to one of my saved AP for dodge.
And that is a fail, so he does not successfully do it.
Oh, so I don't even have to dodge. Okay.
No, you don't even have to dodge. He tries to move you over into it, and it fails horribly. Lawrence makes his way down here.
Can I use a social action and just be like, Lawrence, no, stay with the group?
Yeah, you can say
Don't
that.
split the party.
Don't Scooby-Doo it.
So he comes charging down there, and you see he readies his shield and his mortuary sword. He says, "Hold on, Elsie, I'm coming."
Can I make like a leadership check to get through to him? I mean, I've got saved AP.
Yeah, spend an AP and I'll let you make a skill check.
Alright.
It's gonna be challenging, because, I mean, it's his wife and kid down there. But...
Yeah, but, I mean, we're here to save them. And him putting himself in danger to do it is not... It's not gonna help that effort. Where's my leadership die? Or
it's a skill on your first page there, you know. Hey, that's not gonna work, though. You try it, but your words are... Your words are falling on deaf ears.
Why is everyone in the village stupid?
So that'll take us to your turn now, Nigel.
Oh wait, my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright.
He's the bottom of the order, so that brings us to the top of the order.
Alright, I'm gonna have to join him in stupidity. I'm gonna try to push past this guy.
Okay.
And how far do I get to move?
If you spend 2 AP, you can do a disengage where he does not get an opportunity attack on you as you run away. But you can make it down there too, where Lawrence is.
Okay, I'll go ahead and spend 2 AP and get down. I'll try to flank him.
Yeah, that's fine.
There?
Yep. Yeah, you can come right up there on the side of him. And you have one then left for a parry.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna be like, damn it, Lawrence!
Meraki, it is your turn.
We'll work together on this.
Stabby.
All right, let's finish him off. Oh yeah. Oh, you missed. Roll with your axe.
Wait. Oh, never mind. It was just a chaos die.
That was the damage. Oh man, you killed it. I mean, I'd let you roll for injury, but you outright killed it, and you didn't even roll. You didn't even roll the extra D6. That's ridiculous.
Did you get another Slayer thingy?
Well, it's the bad axe. So if I miss on my first attack, I can attack again or re-roll, I guess, with a different.
which, is pretty fantastic, except she doesn't need it now. So, okay, yeah, it's dead. You cleave it with your woodsman axe, just right down into its neck. That was 1 AP, so you still have 2 more AP.
I will follow Nigel.
All right. So yeah, you fall in there behind Lawrence and Nigel. And that'll bring us to Hagen.
All right. Neat. I go down there too.
So it'll take you 2 AP to get all the way down the hallway from where you were. So you'll have 1 left. You could line up a shot and throw, if you so desire.
I could probably only hit the guy on the right, the first guy, or maybe the second guy.
He'd be one you could take a shot at, and he's not engaged with anyone right now, so there's no negatives. You can just throw it at him.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna do it because I got 3 people in front of me that he would have to go through in order to.
Yeah, you don't have to really hold back for a parry at the moment.
Is it standard? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just standard. You hit.
Boom.
Did 11.
That was on that one, that green one that came. Okay, cool.
Yep, you got him. So you tag him with a throwing knife. Unfortunately, that's all it is for the moment. Nadia?
Just moving on down.
Alright, you can wait for the rest of your actions?
Yep.
Okay. You're not going to make any double moves to get down further in the room or anything.
Can I?
Yeah, you can spend a second AP to move again, and you can just... They're friendlies, so you can roll right on past them into the room if you want to.
I'll stay here for now.
Okay. Zelina. Your friends have all moved further down into the halls, and you can't see them anymore.
I cannot. Okay, I will go down there.
So you'll spend 1 AP to move at least. That'll get you down there into the first little chamber area. Do you want to move a second one to move down by Hagen?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and move down by Hagen. That'll be 2 AP. That leaves you with 1 left.
Okay. I'll just keep it.
Okay, so you're just going to save. That brings us to the allies' turn. And Lawrence is going to engage the first one. And he hits. He does not inflict an injury, though. And his turn is done. So that brings us to the orc's turn. First big orc is going to get him a piece of Lawrence Stancy there. Actually, he's going to use a perilous stunt first, and he's going to throw Lawrence into a mushroom. Not like that, he isn't. Let's re-roll that.
Is that a fortune point?
It is. Now that I have guys living long enough to actually use some. So he has to resist with coordination. And he fails.
Not very coordinated.
Poof. He gets thrown into this thing and it lets off a cloud of spore.
Everybody hold your breath.
Cover my mouth.
And he fails his toughness. Nigel, you'll have to make a toughness test standard. You're the only one close enough to that mushroom. You succeed. So you are not infected. But poor Lawrence might be. Alright, so now he's gonna hit Lawrence because he used 1 AP to do a takedown. So now that Lawrence is on the ground and prone, he's gonna do a attack. And that will hit. No need to re-roll that. So he's going to... Let's explode one of those. I'll give you guys another fortune back. We're going to turn that 1 into a 6. So that'll be 15 on him. Alright, let's see if he gets him injured. He does not. So this big orc just pushes Lawrence Stunts into that mushroom and knocks him to the ground. Takes his orc choppa and just slams it down on top of him. And just drives it into his chest a bit. The second one raises his choppa in the air and comes charging at Nadia.
Figured that was gonna happen.
He rolled an 8 to hit you.
Oh.
Did you save one for parry?
Mm-hmm.
And make that parry roll.
You can do it!
You parry. Damn. This other one is going to charge at Meraki.
And I can attempt a parry, correct?
And he hit you, so you'll need to attempt to parry. And you parry. So you just swat his choppa away with your woodsman axe. And that is the end of their turns. As you see, the wretched one begins to form up from the slop and everything, the pile of goo that he typically sits around in. What are you doing? What are you doing? We agreed this has to be done. And then it's Nigel's turn.
Alright, let me see if I can move here. Yeah, I'm going to try to go ahead and scooch around the orcs on the far side, and I'm going to attack it again. And the only response I have for the critter is just kind of like under my breath, not even directing it at him, but just being like, nope.
Alright, go ahead and re-roll that.
Haha!
Hey, there you go. Why do you have a -10 on your regular melee attacks? Is that for parry?
Maybe I misclicked.
Just make sure it's on standard.
Yeah, I don't know how I clicked that.
Okay, it's fine. You made it either way. It's just I was afraid you were gonna miss when you shouldn't have. So, yeah. So you hit. Go ahead and do your damage.
Okay.
A D6
That's
plus
just a
your
D6,
CB.
right?
Yeah, plus your CB.
Yeah. All right. What is my CB? 5. All right.
Oh,
11.
a 6. You get to explode that one. Roll another one. Oh, and again. Again. Again.
I think D20 is broken, but I don't care.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
All right, so hold on. There's 11. Well, he's outright
Holy
slain.
shit.
I mean, that's ridiculous. That's 11, 17, 23, 29. That's a 29 that you just accomplished there. No, and then 5 at the end. Sorry, that's 34. You just hit him for 34.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
I think
Does
time
that
like this calls for... Tell me how you... What happens to this low orc?
Okay, so the demon is like, why? We agreed, and Nigel just kind of like mutters under his breath. He sets his jaw, goes, nope, and just puts his mortuary sword like straight through the heart of the orcs, and then just kind of like shakes him off, and like the camera, like you can see the body like fall out of the camera, out of frame. To see the demon in the background, kind of just baffled, and anyway.
All right.
Meraki standing behind him like, yeah.
All right. So you guys can't make any skill tests today, but put you into combat, and holy shit. All right. So Meraki, it is your turn. If you would like to be inspired by Nigel's lead there, you can attempt to kill yourself in orcs.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
A critical success. Holy shit. Okay, so you are going to roll 2 more d6. 1 because you're a slayer, and you've already killed an orc, so you get to keep killing orcs better. And 2, because you have a critical success. So roll 2 more d6 to add. And that's a 6, so roll another 6. Alright, so you're at 12, 24. I need you to roll 3d6 for injuries. No 6s. You have him grievously wounded. He is barely clinging to life.
I would pat myself on the back, but we're still in
You
combat.
actually heal 1 peril level. If you had a peril level taken, it just went away.
I did.
I'll let you heal that one back. You're feeling pretty good now. And that'll bring us to Hagen.
All right. You can hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I was afraid that I had lost internet there. Okay. So am I too close to throw a dagger at this guy? Or is he dead? The one in front of Meraki?
He's barely clinging to life. He looks like garbage. He just ran him through with a spear, and he's hurting.
All right. I'm just going to go up and punch him.
You knuckle duster him?
Yep.
All right, hit him with your knuckle duster.
Standard, right?
Yeah. Oh my god!
Boom!
What did you do?
I have no idea.
Oh my god, look at all those 6s. Holy cow.
Wow.
So,
Definitely broken.
Yeah, what are the odds of that? That's kind of...
slim.
It's about time that things broke in our favor, though.
It is. I mean, I give you guys 1 fortune point, and you just decide to start exploding 6s without them. Like, I was trying to be nice, and this is what happened. So, yeah, so you walk up there, and tell me about how hard you hit this guy with your knuckle duster.
I see the damage that she did to him. I know he's kind of giving him, barely standing on edge there, So I run up and, I still pull my fist way back and move my torso into it and everything and do like the current like Mike Tyson type punch, and just hit him and get him right into the jaw and, watch him go down. So I hit him pretty hard, though. I want to make him fly away a little bit.
So yeah, he falls away from Meraki a bit and hits the ground.
And I'm gonna be like, yeah!
All right. So Nadia, you still got one on you.
Yep, let's try and keep this momentum going.
All right. You missed.
Well, story of my life.
There is a fortune.
Yeah, I mean we got 2, so Let's go for it.
All right, go ahead. I forgot to move the other one. You're right. You are at 2. You're back down to 1. Hey, you hit now for 10.
Yay! Yay!
One level of damage is not enough for injuries yet, though, but it is a hit at least. So, all right, that takes us to Zelina.
I want to ask a question though.
Oh, yeah.
So is it possible to move back and then charge? But no, that wouldn't give me.
No.
That wouldn't give me. Enough
You wouldn't
AP.
have enough AP unless you spent a fortune for an extra AP.
Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead and you got another AP. If you want to do a perilous stun or something, you can attempt to disarm or something else. I mean, you're not completely out of options yet, but
Yeah.
since you don't have to move.
Let me try the dirty tricks.
A guile test? Okay.
Yeah.
Make a guile test. That's fail.
Never mind. All right, I'm done.
You try some pocket sand in the eyes, but it doesn't seem to do anything to the orcs. So that brings us to Zelina. Zelina,
The magic missile.
your friends are murdering orcs left and right up here.
Oh, so don't?
Magic missile.
Yeah, let's do it. On that guy right in front of them.
You hit.
Nice roll.
Not
Holy
a crit.
crap.
She's got a good incantation roll, so
And it is easy, so.
yeah. So D10 plus your willpower bonus.
So, 8.
You do a level of damage, but it doesn't. No injuries because it's magic. So that takes us to the orcs' turn. And there's only one left, isn't there? So he's going to spend his first AP to perilous stunt Nadia into a mushroom. That is a success. Nadia, do you have one to parry?
Mm-hmm.
You successfully parry it away.
You sound disappointed.
Actually, you could attempt coordination first and save the AP, because you automatically get to resist with coordination, because he still has the ability to try to attack you. So if you want to save that parry for an attack, I'll let you keep the roll. But if you want to chest coordination separately,
Okay, so run coordination.
yeah, just do a coordination first. Okay, so you needed it for the parry, so you parry and you're fine. He will take his attack on you now, though.
Okay.
And he misses. Let's spend a fortune point. Let's give you another one back. Hey, there's a hit. You don't have any AP left to parry either.
Nope.
Oh, look at that. A 6 for me.
It's nice knowing y'all.
So that's 15.
No.
You take 15 from this hit.
I take 2 levels.
2, so I get to roll a d6 for injury. I'm going to spend 1. I'm giving you an injury today.
I knew I should have bought all of her fortune back.
14. You have a black eye. Until you recuperate your black eye, which has to be healed before any of your health levels can be healed, you are flipped to fail on any vision-related skill test.
Okay.
So, that'll bring us to Lawrence's turn. He stands up, clearly shaken. And you see him immediately double over, grabbing his stomach. Oh, you have to make a toughness test also, Nadia. Routine toughness test.
Where's that?
It should be under brawn, I think.
Oh, I see.
You succeed. So that brings us to the top of the order with Nigel.
All right. I have no idea if there's anything I can do to help Lawrence right now, except maybe help get him out of the mess.
Yeah, that's fine. You can spend an AP to pull him over there out of the room or something.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cross to about here, pull him out, so that he can kind of come down a bit.
Okay.
And I'll just say, "Get her out of here!" And I'm gonna attack this orcs.
All right. You hit. Six. 6 is not enough to do a level of damage to him. Would you like to spend a fortune? Change that 1 to something else? Nigel?
Oh, sorry. I was not pressing the thing. I was talking to dead air.
I was like,
you're
here somewhere, right? Did I lose you?
Sorry, I was debating whether to do that or not. Let's save that for more important things later on.
Okay.
And I'll just
we won't spend it right now then. So you hit him, but it
Right.
doesn't do any good. And that brings us to Meraki.
Guess what?
Slayer's gonna slay.
Stabby, stabby.
Oh my lord. 22. He is grievously wounded. Roll 3d6. Well, it all equaled 6, but there's no injury. Alright, so he is almost dead. Hagen? You got a clear shot. You don't even have to move.
Yep.
Does that count? Does that automatically count my extra die for slaying or?
No. You're right. No, it doesn't. Roll again. Now he's dead. Never mind, Hagen. Still your turn. There is a wretched one down at the end of the hallway, but he has not yet taken any combat actions.
And I don't have a clear shot with Ellie up there either. So I will have to...
He's huge. He's big enough you can see him. I take it back,
really?
He's large at the moment.
Can I hit him from this range?
5, 10, 15, 20. You're about, what, 30? What's your range increments on your...
Good question.
You're throwing daggers. I want to say you can, but I think you have to move up a difficulty to hit. I think you have to start at challenging.
And if I aim, it would take it back down to standard then, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do that from here.
Okay.
I know he's not doing anything yet, but damn it, as soon as he becomes fully, fully operational, I'm gonna, I'm afraid he's going to attack us or psychically attack us or something. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna start trying to damage him now.
All right. You hit for 12.
And I leave one for anything else. And I stay where I'm at, by the way.
Yep, you throw it and it sticks into him, which it's hard to tell because like his stomach's already like ruptured open and other stuff, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly what if you did anything to him, but I'm just reading a couple things on him real fast to make sure I know everything he can do. Okay, so that's the end of your turn. Are you going to move or anything? You might want to move.
Not down there, I don't. So I think I'm good where I'm at.
All right. So, Nadia?
How long does it take to heal wounds or injuries?
You have to heal them separate, and you have to have a tincture.
Oh,
So,
I probably don't have that, do I?
actually, I think Nigel has one.
I think I've got both a tincture and
Yeah.
a laudanum left.
Yeah, because warriors, if you roll one of the warrior professions, they start with like 3 laudanums and a tincture, because they're the ones most likely to get injured.
Okay, I'm not worried about that right now then.
Yeah, you're not using any ranged attacks, so you're not going to have to worry about perception-based stuff yet.
So I was reading, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. Did we attack something yet?
Well, Hagen threw a dagger and hit the wretched one.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and charge and hit it then.
Okay.
Might as well go for it, right?
If you guys are going to kill him, you might as well go for it.
Are we killing him, fam?
Yep. Giving it a shot at least.
Do you really have to ask?
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
It's a hit.
It is a hit for 11. All right. And that brings us to Zelina.
Okay.
You see this big puddle of goo slowly take form.
Oh, geez.
It's got a knife sticking out of it. Its guts are already kind of half spilled onto the ground. It's starting to form tentacles for an arm.
Is that the big? Is that the big demon in the
Yep.
middle there? Yep.
Expel him!
But I can't. And do I have any? I don't know if I have any undead spells that would work on this or not, because I don't know if it's not really undead. I guess first I'll move.
He's not classified supernatural, so
Oh. Okay.
he's classified as abyssal. So you have to have spells that say they do something to abyssal. Most of yours say to supernatural creatures.
Right. Okay. Well, first I'm going to use an AP to move up.
Okay.
Right there.
Alrighty.
What does Ritual of the Blessed,
Sacrament do?
yeah.
You would use that to cleanse this place.
Okay.
It's a ritual. Takes a little more time than a spell.
Yeah. Alright, so let's try Dispel Magic.
What are you going to dispel magic on?
Yeah, I don't really know what he's doing, so...
Well, that's fair. He's currently not casting magic. He's currently getting the crap beat out of him.
Okay, so let's just do Magic Missiles. Be safe.
Okay, that works. You succeed. Roll that d10 plus your WB.
Ooh, that's good. Plus 5.
Yeah, it's 13. Nope, 12.
Right.
Do another level of damage to him. And that brings us to Ally's turn. Lawrence Stauncy, he goes up there to start cutting Elsie May free. He's like, "I'm here, honey, I'm here." He's slowly cutting. And the wretched one will take his turn. Okay, it's going to... I have to roll the d6 to see if he's hungry. A 3. He's not hungry. So he's going to make just a standard Ragged Claw attack. Oh no, wait. Oh no, that one's even better. Corrosive Bile for 1 AP. Yeah, we're going to do that one first. Ah, he throws Corrosive Bile all over Nadia. Nadia, you'll have to dodge this one. You can't parry it.
I actually dodged better than I parry.
You did. So you dodged it. Good work. His second action, he will do a Ragged Claw attack.
Oh, I can't dodge.
Why not?
I charged.
Oh, you did. This is going to completely ignore your damage threshold.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's a 5 plus... You take straight 9. So that's going to be 2 levels of damage, because it'll be count as 1, and then again at 6. So that's 2 levels of damage from Corrosive Bile.
Huh?
You take 2 levels of damage from Corrosive Bile.
Okay, I'm grievously wounded.
I need to roll some injuries.
I'm gonna die again.
Oh, it's another injury. This is a grievous one.
Y'all said we had to kill it.
$54. You have a mutilated hand. Until fully recuperated, you cannot use your primary hand and you're in pain. You'll undergo successful surgery or suffer consequences. Once a mutilated hand has undergone a failed surgery, you lose 1d6 minus 1 fingers. And for every finger lost, you permanently lose 1% agility. If you lose all your fingers, you gain the veteran's hand drawback. If you already have this drawback, you permanently lose 9% agility. So you have a mutilated hand.
So I can't use my...
You can't use your spear. You can use it offhanded, but you have to flip to fail, because you're not ambidextrous like Meraki.
That sucks.
He's going to take his fetid claw attack at Lawrence Stancy. And he hits him. He does 6 plus 5, 11. He does an injury to Lawrence Stancy, too. And 11. He lashes out with a claw, and it takes Lawrence Stancy's leg off, just below the knee.
Holy crap.
He's got another one.
And Lawrence falls to the stairs there at Nigel's boot, his missing foot. Lawrence grabs at his stump, screaming in pain. It is back to the top of the order, Nigel.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and drop Lawrence a tincture, I guess.
Gee, thanks.
You got a choice between him and Nadia.
Oh, okay. I'm going to throw a tincture to Nadia.
Do I have to do a test, make sure I don't drop it because of my hand?
Well, the tincture, you'll need that to fix your to hand, but you have to actually have the time to perform surgery on your hand. And so you're going to probably have to go back to the barber surgeon, Terrence Mars, or you're going to have to talk to Latronius and see if one of those will perform surgery on you. You can't do it here at the spot. Surgery takes time. But it takes hours.
Right, but you can suppress the pain
with a tincture,
24 hours.
Yeah. So if you wrap it in that tincture, you can use your spear again.
Well, it's an injection. So what I can do is I can I'm gonna move on down here. Spend a point or an action point to just jab you with it, just administer it myself. And then just drop the vial and move around the
mushroom
so as I'm not, exploding it, and then I will attack this guy with
mortuary.
So the movement is 1 AP.
Yep.
Administering is another AP, so I'm actually using all my AP this round.
Yep. Yeah, you won't have anything left, so you better hope you kill him. And you get to reroll that. And you still missed.
I did too many things. All right.
All right. So, Meraki?
I guess I can can I... Are they still in the way, or can I charge?
You can charge.
Okay, I'm gonna charge, I guess, to there?
Yeah, that works. You just run right by the altar. You're not going up it. You're just running right by it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to declare that you, jump up over Lauren, Elsie Mae Stancy with your spear. But that'd be awful.
And, slam it down into his face.
Yeah, you can go for that if you want to.
I'm doing it.
All right.
I don't really know.
Corrosive bile be damned.
Yeah. Okay, so what do I roll for that?
It's still just an attack roll. It just looks cooler than normal.
Okay.
It's a charge move, so you know.
I didn't know if there was anything special with the charge move.
Nah, you just spend the extra AP. You hit. You get to roll an extra D6. Because it's a charge. So you're at 17.
And I scream a battle cry when I do it.
And as you do so, it kills him.
Really?
You run your spear down through him, through his mouth. And he's sitting there, he's like, "Argh," and he kind of starts to shrivel up a bit. You don't know what you have done. You'll all die now. He turns into a puddle of goo. Kind of washes across the floor.
Ew.
You made me ink.
As you stand there, Elsie sits up on the stand. She goes, "Where's my mother? Oh no, what's happened to Dad?" And she runs down there to him.
Whoa. We're not letting people just run around the dangerous.
Well, I mean, she's right
corrupted
there. She
temple.
didn't go far. I mean, she's just right there.
Oh, okay. I thought you said brother and
No, mother. She was. But then she saw
Oh,
her
okay.
dad with the missing leg, so she's run down there to him. You see her, she like picks up the leg and she's like trying to hold it up in place where it should go. She's like, "Quick, do something. You have to help him."
Okay, yeah. Guess we'll give him a tincture. Oh god. Does anybody have like first aid?
The only one who knows how to do that is Nadia, and her hand is fucked up.
Yay!
But it doesn't hurt.
As you give him the tincture and you see he's sitting there, you see that the stump is starting to turn green.
Oh, that's not good. He's definitely infected.
Hey, can we fire it? Kill off
wanna
the
cauterize
infection and- Yeah.
Give it a shot, yeah.
Alright, you got a torch. One of you guys brought a torch down with you.
Yeah, all I've got is a lamp. Or a lantern.
I'll do it. I don't care. I'm gonna
Make a
torch the.
make a heal check. You're flipped to fail. Ooh. 15
Does
is
it
good.
fail though?
But 51 is not any good. You don't have any ranks in heal, right?
Nope.
Do you want to spend a fortune point?
Yeah, screw it. I guess we'll save Dad. That's I'll spend one. Do I reroll?
You do. Whoa.
That
It
works,
worked.
huh?
Yeah, you did it. You cauterized it. You just hold it up there to the stump, and I'll be damned, it works.
Nice.
He's going to get veteran's leg now from this, but you guys have to figure out how you're going to get everyone out of here.
That's way better than becoming an orc, so...
His wife comes running into the other room and runs over there. The whole family's all there reunited on this altar. The wretched one has been slain. Nadi is messed up. Lawrence Nancy's really messed up. And it's about this time that you hear something terrible let loose in the skies above.
Yay.
The loudest screech is the only way to describe it, as your ears ring, and the sound of thunder cracks up above ahead. And that is where we're going to end tonight's game.
Oh, it's so bad.
Gosh.
All right. So, little time for some quick outros. We are just a tad late on our end time. And let's go ahead and start with Shoshi. I know you've got some stuff going on.
Yep, my name is Shoshi. I am I have a partnered channel, Twitch, where I teach miniature painting and I paint miniatures as well. And I'm also going to be at Adepticon. So if you're there and you want to say hi, I'll be running around there. And yep, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I've streamed from Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2:30 to 5:30 GMT minus 6 Central Time.
Awesome. It is super awesome watching you do your work too, because you're so good at it, and I'm horrible, and I try to do it, and then I fail horribly at it. But you do awesome work, so everyone should definitely check it out, because you don't see very many people who can do it at the level she does. It's actually pretty impressive. So, Woda, do you have anything going on? Or yours is still a non-stream game, right, that you're in?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Well, so I'll go ahead and start with some of mine then. This weekend, actually tomorrow morning, after I drop my kids off at school, I am heading to Chicago for the C2E2 convention, where me and the rest of my friends from Tabletop to Keyboard, we're going to be at C2E2 this weekend. Jeff is already there, actually. Rain Survives, if you see him there in the chat. He's helping run his father's art studio. They have their setup up there. But he's going to be joining us and the rest of the guys here from Tabletop to Keyboard on Saturday, 5:45 p.m., room 405. I think it's building S, 405B. We're doing a 1-hour presentation on homebrewing tabletop RPG games. So you'll be able to find us there. We're doing a 1-hour presentation at C2E2, how to homebrew. We are on the official list. I looked at it on the website today. I was pretty excited that we're there. Listed like several rungs underneath Critical Role and, the people from Arrow. That's always, it's like we're like the undercard, it's a good time. So we'll be doing that this weekend. So we are playing a couple of live sessions tomorrow night while we're up there, and we will, I think, be trying to record them. So maybe you'll get to see them here on our channel when we get back. We got to see how well the recording goes. But we're taking a bunch of equipment to try to, at the bed and breakfast, to try to record our game sessions and that sort of stuff. So hopefully, if not, we'll do some kind of recap video to get you all caught up on what's going on. Monday night, for the wisdom check, we're starting 1 hour early this week. So Monday night, it will be starting at 9 p.m. Our guest Monday is Jay Gray, who's one of the media people for our Tausarian Games, who makes Cyberpunk Red and The Witcher. So if you're familiar with either of those TTRPGs, he'll be there to talk about both of those on Monday on the wisdom check. So at 9 p.m. for this one, we're accommodating his schedule. So we'll be starting a little earlier on Monday, so you'll be able to catch us there post C2E2. I'm sure we'll be just huge balls of energy by then. It'll still be fun, though. I'm looking forward to it. Cyberpunk's a great game. It's going to come out later this year, Cyberpunk Red. If you haven't played any of those games, they're fantastic. And I do have The Witcher already on PDF. And it's a lot like... it has a lot of that same kind of Zweihander feel, but it's got a lot more... there's a little more meat on the tactical bones, if you would. A lot of, you track a lot of hit points on arms and legs. Things like that. Whereas Zweihander just kind of rolls it into injuries. You have to keep track of what your armors and everything are. It's a little more minutia to it, but it's still a lot of fun. So, still low fantasy. If you've watched the show Witcher or play the video games, you know what you're getting into there. So we're going to be talking about all those on Monday. I'll save all the rest of the announcements for another time because we are running a little late tonight. Thank all my players for hanging out. Everyone, the chat tonight. I know we got a couple raids. I saw Lich here, the Grouch Couts, Uriance is here, Oak. It's good to see you around. I know I'm probably missing a few others, but thanks to everyone who stopped in. This has been...
Fruitzilla!
Yeah, Fruitzilla for the subs. Hanging out there earlier today, Fruit. It's good to see you back. I'll actually get to see Fruitzilla at C2E2. He's coming this weekend. So he's going to hang out with us in person this weekend. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
As is Zombie Decoy. And I know I saw him in the chat earlier tonight as well. So we're getting a few people who are going to meet us up there. So it's going to be a hell of a good time. I'm super excited. I'm ready to get this thing wrapped up tonight and get to bed so I can get up in the morning and just head to Chicago. So we don't have anything else to say outro wise. We'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Again, this has been Terra and Treefell, Chapter 9, No Place for Heroes. And of course, the moment you name your episode that, what do the characters decide to do? Go be heroes. So, but they're paying a hell of a
extremely well. Thank you very much.
They are paying a hell of a price for it though. So We'll see what happens next time. The Light Eater is here, and it's not happy.
No.
To the outros.